What separates a boy from a man? Is it age, physical strength, money in the bank? The ancient Stoics would tell you it's none of these things. Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic understanding of true masculinity and what it really means to become a man in the deepest sense of the word. Marcus Aurelius was 19 when he became emperor of Rome, yet his meditations reveal the mind of someone far beyond his years. Meanwhile, we all know grown men in their 40s who still act like children when things don't go their way. So what's the real difference? A boy lives in a world of wants. He wants respect without earning it. He wants success without struggle. He wants others to change while he remains the same. The boy reacts to everything. Someone cuts him off in traffic, and his day is ruined. His boss criticizes his work, and he takes it personally. His girlfriend doesn't text back immediately, and he spirals into anxiety. Epictetus, who went from slave to one of history's greatest philosophers, understood this transformation intimately. He taught that boys are controlled by their circumstances, while men control their responses to circumstances. A man, guided by Stoic principles, understands that the only true power lies in his choices. He doesn't waste energy trying to control what he cannot control. Instead, he pours all his focus into what he can influence: his thoughts, his actions, his character. Here's where it gets interesting. Boys seek external validation. They need others to tell them they're strong, smart, or successful. Their self-worth fluctuates like a stock price based on outside opinions. Men, however, have developed what the Stoics call the discipline of assent. They've learned to examine their thoughts before accepting them as truth. When that voice in their head says, "I'm not good enough," or "this is impossible," they don't automatically believe it. Seneca wrote to his friend Lucilius, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." A boy fears endings, change, and uncertainty. A man embraces them as opportunities for growth. Think about the last time you faced a major setback. Did you blame others? Did you make excuses? Did you give up? Or did you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to become stronger? Your answer reveals whether you're operating from a boy's mindset or a man's wisdom. Boys are slaves to their emotions. They explode in anger, sink into depression, or get carried away by excitement. Their emotions control them like a puppet on strings. Marcus Aurelius faced plague, war, and betrayal during his reign. Yet his private writings show a man committed to emotional equilibrium. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A man doesn't suppress his emotions. That's actually unhealthy. Instead, he observes them with curiosity. He feels anger, but doesn't let it drive his decisions. He experiences fear, but doesn't let it paralyze him. He acknowledges sadness, but doesn't let it define him. This is what the Stoics called the discipline of desire. Learning to want what happens rather than demanding that what you want must happen. Here's perhaps the biggest difference. Boys make excuses. Men make adjustments. A boy will blame his parents, his circumstances, his bad luck, or society for his problems. He sees himself as a victim of forces beyond his control. A man takes complete ownership of his life. Even when bad things happen that aren't his fault, he takes responsibility for his response. He asks, given this situation, what's the best way forward? Epictetus was literally a slave. He had every excuse to be bitter, angry, and defeated. Instead, he chose to focus on developing his mind and character. He became free in the truest sense while still in chains. The Stoic practice of negative visualization helps here. Imagine losing everything you have tomorrow. Your job, your health, your relationships. A boy would panic. A man would adapt and find a way to rebuild, stronger than before. Becoming a man isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice of choosing growth over comfort, responsibility over blame, and wisdom over reaction. Every morning, Marcus Aurelius wrote reminders to himself about how to live with virtue. He knew that even emperors need daily practice to maintain their character. Start each day by asking yourself, how can I practice courage today? How can I show justice? How can I demonstrate temperance? How can I grow in wisdom? These 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism aren't just abstract concepts. They're practical tools for building the kind of character that transforms boys into men. When you're tempted to gossip, practice temperance by staying silent. When you're afraid to speak up for what's right, practice courage. When someone treats you unfairly, Practice justice by not seeking revenge. When you don't understand something, practice wisdom by asking questions instead of pretending to know. Boys need to be the center of attention. They interrupt conversations, dominate discussions, and always try to one-up others. They see relationships as competitions to be won. Men understand that true strength is often quiet. They listen more than they speak. They lift others up instead of putting them down. They understand that helping others succeed doesn't diminish their own success. Seneca had immense wealth and political power, yet he spent his later years mentoring young Lucilius through letters filled with wisdom and encouragement. He understood that a man's legacy isn't what he accumulates, but what he contributes. The journey from boy to man isn't about age. It's about philosophy. It's about choosing to live by principles rather than impulses. Start today. When something doesn't go your way, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what would Marcus Aurelius do? How would Seneca respond? What would Epictetus teach about this moment? Remember, every master was once a beginner. Every pro was once an amateur. Every icon was once an unknown. The difference is that they committed to the daily practice of becoming better. The Stoics believed that we all have the capacity for wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't gifts reserved for the special few. They're skills that anyone can develop through consistent practice. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, before you react to any situation, take a breath and ask yourself, am I responding like a boy or like a man? Choose the path of the man. Choose the path of the Stoic. Choose to become the person you're capable of being. The world doesn't need more boys pretending to be men. It needs real men, guided by timeless wisdom, committed to growth, and dedicated to making themselves and their communities better. That transformation starts with you, and it starts today. Remember to like this video if it resonated with you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and let me know in the comments. What's one area where you're ready to level up from boy to man? I read every comment and love hearing from you.